Hey guys, welcome to the One Lane Road podcast. I'm Dustin, and this is my co-host Lucas.
Hey, what's up, man?
Well, I thought we were ready just about 5 minutes ago, and I was talking, getting ready to do our thing, and you said we're not even recording; it's not even hitting. And then I looked and I said, I can one up you. I said I don't even have the microphone in front of my face. I was just talking into my headphones.
Took off microphone a foot from his face. Not even close to it.
And I never can keep it in the holder anyway.
Yeah, it's always spinning on him. This is the high tech podcast, is what we've got going on.
Yeah, so we're recording here from the OLR headquarters, and I just want to. Did you have a good 4th of July?
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
After I rambled there for about 30 seconds. I apologize, guys.
No, it wasn't bad. How was yours?
It was okay. It was
Did y'all go out and see a big fireworks show? Y'all go somewhere?
No. I'm like, I don't want to say that I'm not patriotic or anything, but I'm not wearing like red, white.
I had on a red, white, and blue flag shirt.
Most time I do. Every year we've had pictures, and Lindsay thinks she has to buy like the $5 Old Navy shirts, and I rebel and buy the $3 Walmart shirt.
Hey, that's why I bought 2 shirts at Walmart in the last week, and they've both been American flag shirts.
Have they?
I'm patriotic as it comes, brother.
That's awesome.
There you go.
You gonna start wearing some rustlers too? Ain't that the knockoff Wranglers?
Yeah, I'll put my rustlers on. I don't care. So, we watched some big fireworks, but the Hickman family tradition is every year we kind of put on our own little fireworks show. It ain't nothing big, but we get the whole family over and we shoot off a bunch of little fireworks back behind the house. Get about 10, 15 minutes worth of shooting off some fireworks. It's a pretty good time.
That's enough, really. 10 or 15 minutes is really enough. Yeah. We generally go somewhere, whether it be out here to Mount Vernon or to I meant to go to Hermitage Springs, and I forgot about the Hermitage Springs one.
Well, it was on the 2nd instead of the 4th.
Yeah. We were actually we were helping my dad move all weekend into his little house, and he worked us all weekend and wouldn't even take us out to dinner. We had to go buy ourselves dinner. Of course, he disappeared, went one end of the county, and we went somewhere else. So I was in Lafayette and run into Mark and Sheila Hensley, and they were about to go out to Hermitage Springs, and I forgot all about it, and there was just no going at that point. And same thing with Mount Vernon, and a friend of mine invited me to Cookeville, and I laid down, took a nap, and I'm not a napper.
Right.
And I woke up, I went down at 3 and woke up at 6, and there was just no fireworks. And actually, I've got to tell myself, you're talking about, well, this is going to put you over big time over me.
Yeah.
Because my family did have fireworks on Sunday.
Yeah.
And I skipped them to go to Nashville.
Yeah, but you had a long-standing 11-year relationship that you got going on, so you had to go to Nashville.
Yeah. And William can say stalker status all you want, but William, you just need to put some more Jerry curl in your perm and
shut your mouth.
Talk about some politics on Facebook, pal.
Yeah.
Quit, leave me alone. But no, I did. My dad said about 3 weeks ago, he's like, hey, Vivian's coming in, my sister, for you guys that don't know, and she's wanting to do something for the 4th. And I said, well, that's cool. What day is she coming? Sunday, I think is what day. Of course.
Yeah, of course you.
I've got Shooter Jennings tickets.
Yeah, had them for a while.
Well, son, how many times have you seen Shooter Jennings? It don't matter. I'm going to see him again on the 3rd. I said, so we better get something on the 2nd or the 4th.
Yeah.
And they didn't. And my sister was on me, and my wife was on me, and they're all like, I cannot believe you're skipping.
Let's turn it back around on. God forbid y'all celebrate the 4th on the 4th.
Yep. That's what everybody else in America does.
I mean,
except for Hermitage Springs.
Well, yeah. God bless America.
No, they had my sister's family had to niece had to work, whatnot. So anyway, I went to Nashville, and cool little venue, the City Winery is what it was called. You ever heard of that?
Yeah.
You ever heard of City Winery?
I don't know if I have or not.
Little downtown. It's right. Derek Rich went with me.
Yeah.
Our buddy here, and Lindsay said, "I'm not going to skip your family." I was, well, you hang out with them. I'm going.
Go represent.
I'm going down here with Derek. So we got down there first off, and we parked and got ready. He goes, well, DK, let's just walk. It's a short little walk downtown. We got about 2 hours to kill. Let's just go downtown and hang out for a little bit. I said, I'm not getting a $6 cab because it was 90 degrees and I had jeans and boots on.
Yeah.
And it looked, oh my God, I looked like I'd run a 5K by the time I'd walked.
Just miserable, wet, sweating.
God, it was miserable. And then, I didn't even tell you this part, we were going just like a little piece down the road, and we had to pass the rescue mission.
Yeah.
The Nashville Rescue Mission. I had no idea where it was at. and all of a sudden you see this dude come like running out the front door like he just robbed the place,
From the rescue mission.
Yeah, wide open.
Yeah.
I mean, jumped over the rail.
What was he doing?
And just started screaming, and I was like, "Oh shit, Derek, what's going? What's up with this guy?"
What was he screaming?
And then he said, "Hey, call 911! Call 911 for real, call 911!"
Yeah.
Now,
Did you call 911?
I jaywalked my ass across the street so fast.
So you didn't call 911? Did anybody call 911?
I don't know, man.
You just left, got him out of there.
He was like literally 15 feet in front of us, and I ran across the street.
The savior of rescue mission right here.
Hey, he looked like he'd been up on a 3-day binge, chewing on his lip. And you know what? You know how I know not to mess with him or interact with him? Face tattoos.
That doesn't represent good life decisions when you've got face tattoos.
Let me tell you, if you have any tattoos from your neck up,
you've made poor decisions in your life.
Poor decisions. And I'm petrified of you.
Yeah, maybe yeah.
I ain't gonna sit here on this podcast and pretend to be a tough guy like I would took control of the situation, ran across the street, put my head down, got my phone out, was playing with my phone, and while he was yelling 911, Derek's like, "What do we do?" I was like, "Shut up, keep walking, keep walking,
shut up,
keep walking.
Don't pay attention to it."
Well, I mean, I'm serious. And Derek felt the same way. He's like, "Man, that guy had face tattoos." I was like, "Thank you. Am I the only one scared to death of face tattoos?" He goes, "I don't give a crap if he's 3 foot tall, 100 pounds. If he's got face tattoos, I'm out."
Yeah.
Oh God, that's one of the things in life I'm petrified of.
Is somebody with face tattoos?
Neck, anything.
God forbid they got one on their bald head.
God. I mean, look at Mike Tyson. That just kind of tells you.
Well, now that's true. That's a good point. Mike Tyson is a scary
like the worst one, like the little teardrops on their cheek.
That
represents I killed a dude.
You know what? The other one that scares me a little bit more. I seen somebody had ice cream on their face. What have you? What kind of stuff have you done to where you've decided, I'm so tough, I'm gonna put 3 scoops of ice cream and a waffle cone on my face?
Oh my God, is that real?
Yeah, it's for real. He's a rapper. God. I don't even know which one it is.
Well,
but
that explains a lot.
I seen it on TV. He had 3 scoops of ice cream and a waffle cone right below his eye. He had 3 teardrops on the side of it. So he's a scary cat.
Oh
man.
My God.
Yeah.
Well, we got downtown, we hung out, and we finally escaped the fear of that guy. We hung out for a little while, and we come back. We got to City Winery, and I've never felt like a bigger loser in my life.
Why?
As far as the settings go, Derek's a kind of a quiet, shy dude anyway. He's like, "Oh, this is romantic. Lights dim, and there's tables everywhere." Yeah. And I said, "Oh yeah, it's cool though. There'll be a bunch of rowdy people in here for a Shooter concert, And it was like tables all the way across. Then it was like 4 to a table. So not only do you have that awkward moment where you got to introduce yourself to your
table
mates.
Yeah.
Well, as we started to notice, it's real fancy. Like the menu was super fancy. I didn't understand any of the drinks. It was a lot of wine, but then the food I didn't really understand. And the girl was like, have you ever been here before? I was like, no, it's nice as shit though.
It's awesome. Yeah.
I just felt like I was like, oh God, I'm just like straight redneck. Right here, I was like, I feel like I'm pretty, have been out in a few places. Yeah. And I was like, whoa, I just really acted redneck right there. And she just kind of grinned because she had like, yellow hair. So don't judge me.
Yeah.
Avril Lavigne.
Yeah.
So we.
Why was it a restaurant? Is City Winery actually a restaurant?
It's It's like a eat a steak, fall asleep kind of place.
Then why is Shooter Jennings of all people playing in a restaurant?
Yeah.
Is that what is his
they
career
get big? No, they get big name people down there.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know what Shooter's doing there, but
right?
No.
How many people fit in the City Winery?
I don't know how many. There was hundreds worth of. You know what it was hundreds of? Couples.
Hipsters? Oh,
couples.
Yeah.
And that's what I didn't like. Like me and Derek were making a joke about it. He's like, no, this is just awkward, DK. This is awkward. He said, it's dim lit. It's fancy. It's romantic.
And you had your sweet little boy Derek with you.
I was like, dude, it's going to be all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
Then like, man and woman sit down next to us. Man and woman sit next to them. Man and woman sit across from us. Man and woman sit behind us. Look around. Ain't a damn man, woman. So you better believe every time I was drinking my drink there, I was like holding it up I was drinking with my left hand so that wedding ring could show.
Everybody. Yeah.
And I explained to like at least 62 people.
Yeah, I'm not here with him. My
wife just did not want to come, and he was the only one that would come.
Yeah. Everyone went home and said, "Did you see that closeted guy that was sitting beside him?"
Yeah, he was so
he was so hiding it.
He just did not want to come out.
Yeah.
So it was. I tell you what, though, that was the best Shooter show I've seen. And even some of the stuff off Countach and Black Ribbons that necessarily I wasn't a fan of. I went backstage.
Good with it.
Yeah, I went backstage before the show, and he's like, "I'm playing something off every album tonight." And man, I don't know if it was just the venue or he just didn't have time to pull a good one before the show, because I've seen him in pretty rare form several times.
Yeah.
But man, he seemed like he was pretty straight-headed, straight-minded, and that was one of the best.
So I got to know, you've been chasing him down for 11 years now, is that right?
I feel like chasing him down's a strong.
How many times have you seen him over 11 years?
Less than 20.
That's a lot.
That's my favorite artist, though.
Does they perform? I've
my
got a bunch
favorite
of favorite artists. I've not seen him 20 times.
Yeah,
I've listened to him 20
but
times.
you were locked in the house for like 10 years before we got done this podcast with you.
Well, besides Clint Fraley, I don't know who else goes and sees anybody that many times.
Clint Fraley said he'd
Long story short, does he know your name yet?
He told me he loved me.
Did
he? He did.
But did he say your name?
Dustin.
When
he said, "I love you, Dustin."
Oh, did he? Okay,
and I feel weird to say that.
Yeah.
Because even when he said that,
it's your favorite thing that's happened this month, though. I would put money on that.
I know it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
I'll say, what brought that on? What brought it on that he loved you? Was that this time? Was this before? Or was that this?
It was this time.
What brought it on?
I don't know. We went backstage before I did.
Oh.
And we all just hanging out and sipping and just talking and whatever. And I said, "Hey, I said something. I forget what we were talking about to start with. We were talking about another artist actually. Then he was like, "Hey, I got to get ready." I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go on out." He's like, "I said, are you hanging out after or whatever?" He's like, "Yeah, come on back." And I don't remember. I said, "All right, bro. I'll see you after a while." He said, "All right, Dustin, I love you, man."
That's awesome.
I didn't give him "I love you" back though. I didn't.
Yeah, I feel like you might have missed your shot though.
Yeah, that was it. And I just went, "All right, man. Yeah, I'll see you in a little bit."
I feel like you might have made Shooter Jennings feel awkward.
How the hell? He's the one that told me he loved me. How the hell is he awkward?
But if he's your favorite musician, I think you should have reciprocated, whether you meant it or not. I feel like you probably should have told him.
Yeah.
I think you're probably never going to get asked backstage again.
Are you kidding me? Just because I didn't say I love you back?
Hey, man. Hey, if you break it out first, you know how awkward that is.
Did you ever
get a relationship started? You know how awkward it is if you say it first and another person don't think it?
God, you're right.
It's over.
You're right.
You're done, man.
It's like, I really think I love you.
Yeah.
Nice shoes.
Yeah. Hello. Your hair is awesome. I hope you get it done there again sometime. This is cool. Let's go get something to eat.
So I dropped the ball on my bromance, didn't I?
Yeah, you might have shot your bromance in the foot, brother.
Oh, man. I didn't even think about it like that. But he cut that awesome promo for us afterwards.
He did. That was awesome.
And I didn't feel like I was going to bother him when we were back there. And I was like, you know what? I said, I don't feel like he'll come on our podcast, but you never know. And I don't know why I didn't ask him.
So you asked him to come on the podcast then?
Yeah. Well, first off, I didn't ask him. So
I wanted you to tell everybody.
Yeah. I don't know why I was acting so weird. Maybe I was still just weirded out because we were had such a tight bromance moment there early before the show. But I was like, "Hey, I've been talking to your brother Terry on Twitter. He's down to come on the podcast." He's like, "Oh yeah, Terry.
Oh, that's awesome. Let me cut you a promo for your podcast. Hey, how's your podcast? Blah blah blah." Well, all right. I'm not going to ask you anything about coming on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just said, "Hey, what about your brother that nobody really knows as much about you? I'm going to have him on the podcast. He's got a really sweet book about your dad right now."
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, it'd be great." Hey, not to talk about your brother too long. You care to do a little video for my podcast?" Yeah, man, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I said to you, I was like, well, maybe I should ask Shooter to be on.
Yeah, maybe we should ask Shooter to be on. That would have been awesome.
Well, consolation prize.
Big consolation prize.
Awesome. And I don't even call it a consolation because I'm a big fan of her career.
She's huge, yeah.
For you guys that don't know, Julie Roberts, who sang, she came out in 2004. Like her and Shooter came out about the same time.
Yeah, right.
With a song Breakdown Here. Then
that was a monster. It was all over the radio.
It was all over. And she had one called, what was the name of that other one? That second song was called Wake Up Older.
Yeah. Do
you remember that one?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm not going to sing it. I was singing it off air, but I was just being stupid. Slip in my makeup.
There you go.
Now she my teeth, bro.
Now, was she there? They come out about the same time. I mean, does that?
Well, what it is? Yeah, I don't know when the relationship evolved or whatever, but the last year or so, I know that they've been working together on Julie's next record. Shooter's producing it for her.
Oh, that's awesome.
So surely it will have a good sound to it. And I've just always thought, if I can quote the great philosopher Lucas Hickman, she's an absolute smoke show.
Smoke show.
You've been wearing me out on that word, and I finally get to steal it from you. She was so hot when she came out. I just remember always just gawking at how hot. Her voice just, everything about her.
Yeah.
So I seen it on Twitter. I was just refreshing my timeline that she was like in Nashville, and I tweeted, I was like, you should be at Shooter Jennings since he's doing your record.
Yeah.
And I just was looking at it at the time. Then I went to the bathroom and came back, and I just kind of glanced over to the left, and I was like, that's her right there.
All right.
So I waited till after the show. I didn't bother her then. I just caught her as I was fixing to go backstage again and told her I was, how big of a fan of stuff I was. And she goes, I said, you might get a picture. She goes, oh, my God, I fell asleep on the couch. Me and my mom both fell asleep. And she said, my hair's up, and I look awful. And she said, I don't want to take a picture. But she's like, she took one, and she's like, oh, I don't like that. Would you take selfies? I said, I will with you.
I'll take a selfie. Yeah.
So she took the selfie, and she still said, I promise you next picture we take, my hair will be down. I said, okay.
There you go.
All right. Well, I'll try not to be 250 pounds next time I take a picture. And so, no, she was cool. And I said, hey, I'm doing this little podcast with a friend of mine. And I said, we're trying to gain some traction. And I said, well, you got the new record coming out soon. I said, we'd love to have you on.
Yeah.
And she said, yeah, let's do it. So we exchanged all our information right there. And she tweeted me back the next day, too, just to kind of confirm it. So I'll probably try to get up with her this week.
Bam.
That'll be, and she's fun, too. And I don't know that we shouldn't have another chair on for her mom, because her mom was
pretty funny too.
Pretty entertaining. Yeah. I kept telling her I was watching her in the backstage, and I was like, "Keep your mama straight over there. Keep your mama straight." Her mom was a firecracker. So that's cool and exciting for our for some future episodes.
That's really big. If we weren't out in the boondocks, we'd put some third chair stuff in on this.
I know it. And when we start
that interaction would be a lot better, I believe.
Oh yeah, it absolutely would. And we got so lucky with getting Jim White, not Jim Bernard at all, but Jim White and Bernard Pollard last week. And of course, Jim was as knowledgeable as I expected. Jim just on top of his game than Bernard.
Oh, yeah. He was awesome. Bernard was awesome.
Yeah.
And
that's what I was expecting. So I'm glad he didn't get weird on us. And he just tried to be too professional. So and what you heard on there, like when we actually said, Bernard, this is blah, blah, blah. Hey, how y'all doing? But actually, when we first called him from my cell phone.
Oh, it was awesome.
I
wish that's what he would have done the first time, but I don't know.
He said, the phone just rang, the answer went, yo, what up?
Yeah, he was awesome, man. He sure didn't disappoint, and his entrepreneurial spirit, I kind of dig that, him running off and doing all these things on the sides and stuff.
Yeah, and y'all were certainly, and I do think y'all will talk about that once all that stuff comes out. We'd like to have him back on.
Yeah, that would be good.
So you guys can get your, as you say, geeking out.
Yeah, I geek out on this our Pro Style 31.
And I'm gonna try to watch an episode of Teen Mom before then. Just
yeah, I'm not gonna be watching that, but that was
that's so awesome. He
is pretty good, and him participating in the what's the worst song in your iPod? That's
yeah, and that's just a fun game to play. I believe.
That is a good one. That's not.
And and it's just funny that these people can actually just sit here and think about that off the top of their.
Everybody knows that. Everybody's got that song they're listening to and just, belting out, and you get to the stop sign and you just turn it off.
Yeah.
Or turn it way, way down anyway. Start humming it under your breath.
Yeah. The only time what was worse when I first drove, when we moved back to North Springs and I still drove to Cookville.
Yeah.
I tried to drive my truck out of Manhood for a couple weeks, and it was just killing me in gas.
Yeah.
So Lindsay had the old Malibu then she was driving.
Mm-hmm.
And she had a University of Tennessee license plate on the front, but it was pink with animal print around it, and had the matching sticker, and the flower in the mirror, all that stuff. So, I would not look. You'd come closer to seeing me like jamming some bad iPod song than like me looking in your face while I was driving the Malibu, right?
Uh-huh.
I was thinking. Even if you see somebody like you look at, we all just glance at a cute girl at a red light. We're human, but it's like you realize I can't look at her. I'm driving a Malibu with an animal print license plate with a pink tee.
What I want to know is how many guys drove up behind you thinking they was about to see a cute girl, and then you was sitting in there.
I don't know because I never made eye contact. I was
Just wouldn't look
10.
at nobody.
I was 10-2 saying, please get me green. Please get me green.
A bunch of guys come up smiling. They go,
Oh God.
Hey.
And we all done
Good
it
to see
like, oh, what is he
Come
doing
on,
driving
what are you
this?
doing?
Come
Yeah.
on, man. That better be your girlfriend's car.
Yeah.
So that happened a lot.
Yeah,
So I just got that image in my mind of Bernard saying he was jamming out to Rio with the windows up.
Yeah.
So it's pretty funny stuff.
And so, huge sports news this week. Kevin Durant, free agent, signed to Golden State, drafted by Steph Curry. That's huge news.
I am so disappointed in everything about this
Why are you disappointed in this?
because the league wasn't.
They're buying them a team. They're putting them a team together.
The league was crap to start with
Yeah.
overall.
Uh-huh.
But, people, it's a mythical thing that people said the league was deeper. Let's just get that out of the way. In the 80s, it was majority Lakers versus Celtics, right? Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. In the 90s, you're dominated by the Bulls. The 2 years Jordan takes off, thinks he wants to be Cal Ripken.
Mm-hmm.
The Rockets win. But, I mean, you've got some contenders, not that many serious contenders. But you're looking at last year legitimately Oklahoma City, Golden State, San Antonio, and Cleveland were your 4 contenders. Well, now that just strips you down to 3. You're down to 3.
What is Oklahoma City going to do now?
I would think they're always a little bit ahead of the game, and I think they've got enough sense to know that Westbrook won't stay there without Durant.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if they try to find a trade package for him now because he's a free agent next summer. So instead of losing both guys for no
Nothing.
compensation,
Right.
you go ahead and get what you can out of him and just kind of go into a rebuilding period if you
What's
can.
the chances of Westbrook going to Golden State?
There's no, I don't think so. I see him going to the Lakers. He's an LA kid.
Uh-huh.
But now, this was possible because of all the big money that just come out from the television deal.
Yeah.
But he can opt out next year or the next 2 years and
Durant
get
or
even more
Westbrook?
money. Durant.
Uh-huh.
He signed 2 years, $54 million, which $27 million a year, which seems like it's kind of ludicrous considering Mike Conley's sitting there making $30 million, and it's Mike Conley versus Kevin Durant. But that just pushes Steph. Like Steph was 54th in the league, as we've covered many times prior to this free agent bonanza. He's probably like 60 something, 70th.
When's his contract up?
I think he can re-sign next year. So it's a big decision. It'll be a big deal next year when him and Durant can because
They'll both have the option at the same time. Then.
Yeah, Durant has a player option after this year. So, I've seen so many funny videos. Like it says NBA, the Warriors in 2K17. It's like they're like 4 feet tall compared to the normal size.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And of course, they've had to cut like Harrison Barnes and Andrew Bogut both went to Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Barnes signed there, Bogut got traded. So that's 2 salaries, big-time salaries, that went to Dallas to give them some cap room to sign Durant.
Mm-hmm.
But this is so ridiculous. Now you've got 4 of the top 10, at least 12 best players in the league on the same team.
Do you think they'll beat LeBron, though?
I don't know. It doesn't always translate, because like I said, Bogut, while he's getting older and he's injury prone, he's still a defensive anchor in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
And Harrison Barnes was a good role player. He choked in the finals, but so did Steph and Clay towards the end. Nobody talks about because we just don't talk about. We don't talk about the golden child choking in the finals like he did, and we don't talk about Durant. Like all these guys choked.
Durant didn't make it to the final.
Durant and Westbrook were up 3-1 on the Warriors, and they choked.
Mm-hmm.
They don't talk about that as much because KD's a likable guy. What I'm interested in is Kevin Durant's always been like a bona fide babyface, if we're talking about wrestling terms, right? White meat, just everybody loved him. This would be the first time there's actually some resistance his way that like he took the cop out, right?
Uh-huh.
He took the cop out, and let's go ahead and say it like this: it was his right,
How long has he been in Oklahoma City?
He's been in the league for 9 years, 1 year in Seattle, 8 years in Oklahoma City. It's absolutely his right to go wherever he wants.
Yeah, he's played. He's put in the time in Oklahoma City. He's never made a championship. Never took a championship home, and he's ready to get one somewhere.
And that's what's got so many people fuming. And I'll say this: excuse me saying this, but this is the part of the show to where we always compare new era
The old era.
and old era. When are these new guys going to stop being about it? And excuse my language, but that's how adamant I feel about this. Is that when are you going to start saying, hey, I just got beat by Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. I'm coming back next year, and I'm stopping them.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
But there's such a – now, let's look at it now. What is that worth? If there's no real benefit to that, financially or otherwise,
right.
If there's not going to be anything coming to you, any money or otherwise, if the money is to go over there and play with that guy who's beat you a couple times and to win that championship next year, which gets you more money, and staying there and just trying to play harder and beat that guy doesn't get you anything, then what are you doing? That's a limited time span. That's a limited window these guys have. Well, Kevin Durant's been playing for 9 years, probably been playing since he was 18, and puts him, 27, 28-year-old. He's what's the Black Mamba was as old as they get when it comes into the league. I mean, except for the Admiral. Who was that?
David Robinson.
David Robinson, yeah.
Yeah, David Robinson played. He was in the Navy and stuff, so he come in a little late. But Kobe was 17 when he got drafted. Started playing at 18. Durant was probably 19 when he came in the league. He played 1 year at Texas.
Yeah.
It's a 2-lane road here on the 1-lane road podcast, and I get what these players. He's going into his 10th year, and maybe he's afraid that Oklahoma City peaked. Maybe he's scared that they can't go anywhere else, and maybe he thinks their window's closed, even though they got 2 of the best 5 players in the league. Maybe he's scared. Maybe he sees what they talk about with Charles Barkley, Patrick Ewing, Reggie Miller, like all these great players, John Stockton, Karl Malone, that never got championships.
What's it worth without a championship? We talked about that the other day too. That's like Steph Curry's team going 73-9. Broke the record, right?
It means nothing.
It means nothing. 72-10 with a championship means more than 73-9 ever will.
But can you take pride in the fact that you went and joined on the bandwagon with the team that beat you? Can you take pride in that if you win a championship, knowing you were the man? You were 1A or 1B in Oklahoma City, and you left to be just another one of the 4 guys.
Let's use sports math. If you're playing and you didn't win the championship that year, then everybody beat you. The guy who won beat everybody. So you're never going to be the guy that wins. You're never going to be the guy on top if you never win the championship.
Well, I see what you're saying,
what team would you jump to? I mean, if you want to go to where the championship is.
Yeah, that's true.
Go to one of the 2 teams that won the championship.
I wouldn't. I would stay in Oklahoma City with the other premier player, and I would work on my role players. Mm-hmm. I would come back next year better and figure out a way to beat those guys.
I think that's just not where the money's at, and I think it's unrealistic to expect these guys to go.
Well, there's more money. These guys can make more money with their own team. It's set up structurally. It's just how it is. It's just structurally how it is. They can always make more money. That's why you see Mike Conley sign that ridiculous deal. Right. Nobody else is going to give Mike Conley $150 million.
Oh yeah, yeah, he wouldn't go someplace else and get that.
I don't think so. But it's just that's why I think Michael Jordan, and I know all these young kids are getting tired of getting beat in the head with Michael Jordan, but there's no way in hell Michael Jordan would go beg. He got the absolute crap beat out of him by the Pistons in the late 80s. Mm-hmm. And like I've said on this show before, he didn't. And I don't care if it's 1988 or 2016. There's no way he calls up Joe Dumars and Isaiah Thomas like, guys,
can I get on your team?
I really think Scotty's just not it.
He's not going to be it.
I want to play with you guys.
Yeah.
I just feel like that's, I don't know. That's why I respect Michael Jordan and I respect guys like Kobe Bryant. They would actually just do whatever is left in their body to do it on their own.
But let's think about that too. How many guys of their caliber was there at that point in time? Isaiah Thomas, Dumars, Jordan.
Yeah.
Who else was there at that point in time?
Well, Magic and Larry was wrapping their careers down at that point, and I get it, but and maybe this goes back to.
So if you got 2 people, if it's just 2 groups, then yeah, you got to have a David and a Goliath. But if it's if there's like 10 superstars in the league, it's a little different.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean there was up and coming teams, but I don't know. And we've questioned Durant's killer instinct, and maybe this answers the question. And maybe he doesn't want to be the man. Maybe he just wants to be a.
Well, he'll be the man on this team. He's going to be the most senior player on that team of the superstars. I mean, he'll be there with him and Steph Curry. Steph Curry's got how many years is this now? He's actually in the league.
He come in 2009, I think.
So I mean, he's in there 6 years. Durant's been in there for 7 years this time, and then so he's going to be the senior guy. He's going to be the guy that people expect to have his head.
Yeah, but is he
more.
though? But is he though? Because I mean, you think he's going to come to that team and just take over? I don't know that because they're
what
veterans.
Steph wants to do.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think Steph's looking for some leadership. Is what I think he is. I think he's doing. I think he showed his colors, or not his colors. I don't think he's. He got frustrated late because he's young in the game. I think, and
he got frustrated because he had his way with the league all season, and Cleveland figured out a way to stop him.
He met a superstar.
They banged him up pretty hard, and he got frustrated.
Yeah,
he hadn't seen it all year.
And he met a superstar too. He met an actual superstar. Kevin Durant's been a superstar longer than Steph Curry has. He knows how to handle it. I think, and they said Steph Curry had a lot to do with Kevin Durant coming over there. So
yeah,
I think he was looking for some leadership, some mentorship. You know, Steph Curry's called himself whether, a Christian guy. Goes that way, and so maybe he knows his flaws, maybe he knows his weaknesses, and he's looking to supplement those weaknesses. So maybe that's what he was doing.
Well, I tell you who will be really beneficial to this is Klay Thompson, and I've read people saying that Klay will be the odd man out, and I disagree with that. I think this is going to open up the game for Klay even much more because you've got to double team Steph and KD. So that's going to leave Klay wide open. Who I question is who is the only one that showed up in that Game 7 of the Finals is Draymond Green. But he's also the kind of the head, the residential head case, and I think when he starts not getting his touches, that's where it can kind of fall apart at.
Right.
Just because they've got talent doesn't mean anything. Look, knowing the Laker fan that I was, 2004, there's no way on paper Shaq, Kobe, Karl Malone, and Gary Payton should lose to the 04 Pistons, Richard Hamilton, Ben Wallace, Chauncey Billups.
Yeah.
But they beat them. And
basketball math never works out the way it's supposed to.
Right. So it's easier to say, I think the over-under in Vegas is 67.5 wins. I don't know, even in a perfect world where they're all healthy, I don't know that they get to 70 this year. Because it's going to take even when LeBron and D Wade went together that first year in Bosch, you got to figure it out that first year, And what's the reason for them to push for 74 wins next year if you don't win a championship?
I'll say if you don't take the
chasing their own record,
home, yeah. What does that do? I
don't think they'll be actively chasing it this year. So I would almost I'll go over that 67.5.
Mm-hmm. I think they hit that. I mean, it's hard to drop from 73 down to 67, I would think, but especially with putting that kind of talent on there.
The big debate was what was different about KD leaving Oklahoma to go join Superstars is when LeBron done it in 2010 to go to Miami.
But he didn't start there. KD didn't start at Oklahoma City. Now, he may have been their franchise player, but that's where he started.
Well, he did. Seattle moved to Oklahoma. So, yeah, he started there, essentially.
Right, but that's not where he's from. That's not him.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, LeBron James started in Cleveland. He was going to high school in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And, he was a Cleveland child, Kevin Durant's an
Washington,
implant.
D.C., yeah.
So, I mean, they may, team-wise, I get it. He's the whole time's been there, but, that's not his hometown.
The difference to me is Miami they weren't a struggling team. I think the year before LeBron got there, they made the playoffs. They're 47-35, I think I seen.
Mm-hmm.
The difference was LeBron didn't go to his rival. Like, his rival at that time was the Boston Celtics with Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't leave Cleveland because Cleveland couldn't get past Boston and go play with Boston.
Right.
He called his absolute best friend, Dwayne Wade, another one of their buddies, Chris Bosh, and said, "Hey guys, let's do this together.
Let's play together."
And while it was controversial, but I think going back, the reason it was controversial because the douchebag way he done it with the decision, making it all about him.
Yeah.
That was a D-bag move. And then they come out there in their uniforms and they say, not 3, not 4, not 5, and they count how many championships they're going to win at the big parade. They were all being kind of egotistical and arrogant. But essentially, you also got to look at the fact that they were all in the absolute prime of their careers, and they sacrificed numbers to play together, and they made it work. It took a year, but then they rattled off 2 championships.
Right.
We'll see what these guys can do. That is a difference. He ran to his rival, and the reason I'm bitter about it is because I'm not an overall big product fan of the product now, as I've
Right.
stated. But I could watch Golden State and Oklahoma City best of 21.
Right.
And it kills me to say that now that's gone.
Yeah,
that's gone.
That's not going to happen. Yeah. Well,
So-
you bring up somebody else now. What's LeBron going to do?
He's staying, and if I can only hope that he's bringing a buddy back with him.
Well, that was the other thing I was about to bring up to you. Dwayne Wade having a little controversy down there in Miami, right?
Yeah, and it's absolutely ridiculous that, look, we all know Dwayne Wade has deteriorated. 35 years old, it happens.
I would say he's getting that's getting kind of long in the tooth.
Father
for an
Time
NBA.
never loses.
It's never going to lose.
But the fact being, that boy has sacrificed for the Miami Heat since 2003 when he got there. And the crazy stat I'm going to throw at you, he's never been the leading paid guy, highest paid player on his team ever.
Right. One of the biggest names ever.
Whether it was Lamar Odom, Shaquille O'Neal, Jermaine O'Neal, LeBron, whoever, he's never been the highest paid player. He's took sacrifice to get better players in that town. He's took pay cut after pay cut. And now, Miami was chasing Durant. They're trying to pay a guy named, I don't even remember his name. It come blank to me, but he's a scrub.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to pay him
More than what they're paying D Wade.
and they offered him something decent. I mean, 2 years, $40 million is nothing to laugh at.
It's nothing to scoff at, but that in the atmosphere that's in the NBA right now, that's nothing. Nothing,
yeah.
Nothing for a superstar.
You're getting guys, like I said, on
That Conley guy getting $150 million.
I mean, this guy from Orlando, Fournier, whatever, getting $85 million.
Yeah.
I mean, how about a little loyalty? The Lakers knew Kobe Bryant wasn't that good his last 2 years.
Right.
But just for staying with that franchise and bringing that much money and attention to that town all of that time, they gave him that 2 year, $48 million. They knew he wasn't worth $48 million. And, yeah, that crippled them for 2 years. But it's nice to see in a business world even a little loyalty every now and then.
Yep.
Pat Riley's got to pony up and pay him.
Now, if they don't pay him, is he a free agency this year?
He's a free agent.
So, is he going to go to Cleveland? Can he go to Cleveland?
They don't have enough money. That's the problem.
There's
It's really they would really have to make a lot of roster moves to make it happen. And what I don't want to happen is Denver Nuggets and Chicago Bulls are frantically making moves.
trying to get D Wade over there.
And nobody wants to see Dwayne Wade in a Denver Nuggets and Chicago Bull uniform. He's from Chicago.
Yeah.
But the Bulls aren't going to do anything. They just lost Joakim Noah and Derrick Rose.
Mm-hmm.
They're one more move away from rebuilding.
What about putting D Wade back in Kevin Durant's spot?
In Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
That's
What's
something
the
I
chance of
hadn't heard. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
I don't know how well he and Russell would play off the ball with one another, but that would be a nice little Band-Aid for a couple of years, I would think.
Because how old was Kobe Bryant when he retired?
I think he was 39.
I would say so.
Probably
Realistically,
38, 39.
stretching it out long term, 4 more years is going to wrap D Wade up. Maybe
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, I would think.
And so you're looking at probably $75 million for one of these guys to go 3 more years probably. And that would probably get him. I'm sure they've got enough. Oklahoma City's probably got that kind of salary cap right now.
Well, if they were going to pay Durant the max,
Yeah.
I mean, they've got money.
Yeah.
But, that'd be interesting to see for me. But if they're going to go all in the NBA and they're going to go to Golden State with Durant, I'd love to see D Wade go to Cleveland.
Yeah.
I'd like to see somebody get salary dumped, or him just say, to hell with you, Miami.
Yeah.
You offer me this much, I'm taking a big pay cut. I'm going back to Cleveland.
I'm going to take $15 million. I'm going to Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be. Dwayne Wade's one of those people that even in a sports world now where people don't stay with the whole franchise, I just cannot see him in another uniform other than Miami Heat.
Yeah.
And Dwayne Wade was not supposed to be this good. He was the 5th pick in that draft, and he's far lived expectations. And I'd argue he's probably the 3rd best shooting guard in league history behind Kobe and Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Or Jordan and Kobe. Let's get that right first off.
Yeah.
Let's get that list right.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. It's interesting. I'd love to see him and LeBron reunited if Miami's not going to do the right thing.
Well, LeBron went down there and they put a team together. They put a super team together. And they won some championships, so they've shown that it can be done. Cleveland was so mad at LeBron for coming up and, or leaving them and what have you. Wouldn't that be such a treat for his town if he put that super team back together in Cleveland? Wouldn't that be something?
And Miami needs to appreciate that because, look, it could have easily went the other direction. Dwayne Wade could have left in 2010 and went to Cleveland with LeBron
Yeah.
and Bosh. It easily could have been. I don't think they were going to Toronto, but I mean, they just need to appreciate what they've had for the last 13 years there and pay that boy.
Pay him. Another thing that surprised me is Ray Allen going to try to make a comeback.
We'll see. That's been rumored for a couple of years, but I think but the word's circulating that he could jump on and.
I mean, at his shooting guard. I mean, he goes out to a shooting guard. He's not gonna run the floor like these boys do. I mean, obviously he's probably still got a lot of athletics, and it's not like this is a super fast paced game. But I guarantee you, he's not lost his shot. He's still got.
Right.
He's one of the best shooters in NBA history.
Yep.
I mean, behind the superstars. I mean, he's
I don't even know if he's behind anybody.
Well, I don't either.
I've said it every week almost. I don't think he's a.
I was just thinking of Kobe. You're not going to be a lot better shooter than Kobe, but I mean, Ray Allen was a monster. Ray Allen.
Oh, I'd take Ray Allen over Kobe shooting twice on Sunday.
He could just post up there at the 3-point line and just drop them in.
Yeah. He's the all-time leading 3-point shooter.
And he's probably not that old, really. He's probably not in his 40s. What is he?
He's probably 39 or 40.
I'll say that 37, 38
He may be
range.
41. I think I got 41 in my mind because he went to college and he come in the same year Kobe did. Mm-hmm. So he may be 40, 41.
What year did he do love in basketball?
Jesus. Hey, Blake Allen's going to be so happy because we finally dropped a Jesus Shuttleworth reference in that. I don't know, man. Like, Golden State's won him for a couple years, but he's also tight with LeBron.
Yeah.
And this is kind of similar to like when Reggie Miller retired. Boston Celtics were after him for X amount of years after he retired.
Well, I mean, that was my next point. You take Ray Allen, fill that Chris Bosh spot. Put Ray Allen up there with LeBron and D. Wade. He's not. You don't have to pay. I'm sure you don't have to pay him that $25 million. You can throw him $10, $12, $15 million.
I wouldn't even think. I think he'd probably get this couple million.
Yeah, and then bring him in. Well, if he gets that veteran minimum and bring him in, let him shoot out there. I mean, he's going to put up 15, 18 points.
I'd love to see it. Hey, if that's what the league's going to be, and Oklahoma City's pretty much dead now, and Tim Duncan's retiring. Well, not that Tim Duncan's he's debating retiring. I'll say that. I don't need to jump the guns there. But in San Antonio, we'll be back. Mm-hmm. If we're just going to do this, if it's going to be a two-person league where it's going to be boring as hell from November to April, there's no sense of playing it. Let's just, Cleveland and Golden State. I'm all for it. Put Ray Allen and Dwayne Wade over on that side.
Bam. Let's put that team together.
Yeah.
Super teams, both sides. Just let them play.
Do it. Let's do the Lakers and Celtics from the 80s. Then like 20 years from now, the kids will be talking about how great the
2018-19 series was because they're all out after that. In 2018, besides LeBron and Steph and Kevin Durant, they're all going to be out anyway.
Let's hope not. Let's like I am really as an NBA fan. Sorry, Rinks. I am dreading the next round of superstars because there's a lot of exciting players, but I don't see the superstar factor to some of them. So
yeah,
we'll see. Moving on from that, I know something you're pretty pumped about.
UFC 200.
Finally.
I'm so excited. This card is so stacked.
Here it is.
This is so stacked,
It's his promo voice.
This is awesome.
Get into your Vince McMahon voice right now.
Cain Velasquez.
UFC, damn it.
Brown. There's some monster fights on this. Cain Velasquez is fighting Travis Brown. This is a monster fight. But this is probably the least exciting fight on this card.
Cain Velasquez, that's the one that fought Brock, too, before?
Yeah, he fought Brock. Hopefully this gets to I'd like to see a Brock Cain, too. But so then coming up.
Hey, right now, go back up to that.
Yeah.
I want to write down your predictions right now.
Oh, Cain Velasquez right here.
You got Cain.
Yeah, Cain Velasquez is going to.
Because we know you're such a Nostradamus on UFC predictions.
So what I just said was Travis Brown's. So my prediction right here is Cain Velasquez. So the next fight coming up, this main card, there's some all right prelims here. Looks like Joe Lozon is fighting Diego Sanchez. That'll be a really good one. Sage Northcutt's fighting that TJ Dillashaw needs to win that fight.
I didn't think you were looking at another. I didn't realize you were looking at another segment. I was like, you mispronounced Jose Aldo.
yeah, that's Jose. But yeah, give me just a second. Yeah, and Kat Zingano's fighting. That'll be a good fight. She's Juliana Pena is who she's fighting there. That'll probably be a pretty good fight too. But those are all prelims. Those are going to be on Fox Sports 1. And UFC Fight Pass is going to have that Joel Ozon fight. That'll be in Diego Sanchez. That'll be a good one. But, man, this main card is a monster. Frankie Edgar and Jose Aldo. So
it's Jose to me.
Yeah. So this fight is to get to that vacated belt since they've took Conor McGregor out of it.
Yeah.
So whoever wins this is going to be the interim title, which will probably wind up being the title because they're saying Conor McGregor probably can't make that weight coming back down. They're just going to
be given a title for winning this one.
Yeah, because Jose Aldo was the title holder. He held it for years. I mean, I think like 4 years he had that thing. Frankie Edgar's been he was the next guy to fight. Should have been the next guy to fight Conor McGregor if they didn't give Jose Aldo the rematch there.
So who you got right here?
This is going to be such a tough fight, man. Frankie Edgar's going to come in. Frankie Edgar's going to come in ready because he's been ready for this fight for a while. And then Jose Aldo, he's generally so tough and so hard to shake. Conor McGregor got in his head. Conor McGregor you can't usually get in his head, but you could see he was all in his head. So I think he's going to come back in, going to be a lot tougher. This time, obviously, he's going to be tougher than he's not going to get caught with that quick shot like McGregor dropped him with. So it's going to be a lot different, man. I'm excited about this. I believe Jose's going to take it back. Frankie's going to be tough to beat that night, though, but I believe Jose's going to get it again.
Okay, so we got Frankie Edgar.
Yeah. And then the women's fighting for the title. Miesha Tate fighting Amanda Nunes. Miesha Tate is going to be defending her title for the first time.
Since she beat Ronda Rousey.
No. She beat Holly Holm.
Holly Holm, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so, Holly beat Holly kicked poor Ronda Rousey's head off her shoulders.
Yeah, that was ugly.
And then Miesha Tate comes in, weathers Holly Holm's storm of fighting, and
she was supposed to just be the stepping stone for the rematch.
That's exactly right. There's supposed to be somebody to get past that 6 months thing, and then all of a sudden she's got the title. Was almost ready to give up fighting. Miesha Tate was almost ready to quit, and then she comes in. Next thing you know, she's been fighting for 10 years now. She's the champ. Man, this is awesome. Her jiu-jitsu is, just nasty. So she's going to come in. Amanda Nunes is a brawler too, man. She's going to be hard to beat. She's got that Brazilian fighter blood in her. It's going to be an exciting fight, man. I have to go with Miesha Tate.
Which one's the smoke show?
Miesha Tate.
Okay, that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, Miesha Tate. There you go.
I go with the cute one.
Yeah, she's come into her own. Like I said, she's been fighting for so long, and I think it's her time, man. I think she's going to defend it. I don't think she's going to be a one and done. She matches up well. She's not hard to hit, but man, she can take a shot, and she can wade through them, and she can weather those storms. She showed many times, and she can just weather those storms and get in there and then break you down with her jiu-jitsu. So I just think Miesha Tate's got it. She's the champ.
So that brings us to the last two.
Now
this is the main event for me. I don't give a damn what's on top. This is the main event for me.
This is it right here. Brock Lesnar, Mark Hunt. What do you think?
Well, I've just been watching Mark Hunt on YouTube because I'm not a big UFC watcher, but I'm
just watching him sleep kids. Just feed him a knuckle sandwich and put him to sleep.
I just think if Brock can get him on the ground, that's Brock's best hope. But that's his only hope, probably, honestly.
That's his absolutely only hope. He's got a good sprawl on him. Mark Hunt might be able to weather that, but if
Mark Hunt's record kind of sucks though, 12-10-1.
Yeah, but that's 23 fights versus 8 of Brock's.
Yeah, I'm just surprised to see that number a little bit.
Yeah, he's just going to come in there. If Brock can use some of that college wrestling.
Brock's got 5 inches on him.
Yeah, if Brock can come in and use some of that college wrestling, take him down and do his Brock ground and pound like he does everybody else, then he might get him. But
it's a boring style, but
he's gonna it's real. Yeah, but it's effective whenever you're throwing hammer fist on somebody's face. It's effective.
Yeah.
And there was people been giving him crap about steroids and everything. Did you see what he said? He said, "Yeah, get over it. I'm big, I'm white, and I'm jacked."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And he's took like 5 piss tests.
Yeah,
so
he's already passed 5 tests. and Mark Hunt was saying that he knew that they told him like 3 or 4 months ago to be ready for UFC 200. He said there's absolutely no way that Brock Lesnar hadn't been told to be ready for UFC 200. You know, this may be you know what, how they're spinning it, but there's no way that he wasn't ready for this.
Brock hasn't been on television since WrestleMania 32. I think it's 32 this year. Whatever age I am, is that what WrestleMania was. He hasn't been on TV since WrestleMania, which is early April, first week in April. So he knew.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he did. And I can't tell about him right now, but, you know, the only time I've seen him was with his suit on whenever they was at the, you know, kind of the stare down. And he didn't look that big. I mean, he looked like he shrunk down some. So, I mean, size comparison, they look pretty similar at that point in time.
Yeah, well, and Brock can get a little flabby sometimes. Yeah. To be as big as he is, he can actually get flabby a lot. And I shouldn't say flabby, but he's not always as toned and cut.
Yeah, right.
He's just an old farm boy, man. Just an old stout farm boy that
he's a big
likes
cat.
to drink beer and kick ass. You know,
he's big. And Mark Hunt, I mean, he's just throwing heavy hands, man. I'm really. It just depends on whether Brock can wade in there and actually get to him, get him down before he has to eat a fist.
So you're going with Mark Hunt?
I think so, man. I think Mark Hunt's going to take him.
The WWE and me will not let me pick anybody but Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
So, Brock's my boy.
Brock's your boy there. So now that takes us to the main event. Daniel Cormier versus John Jones. Daniel Cormier has the belt right now. He's the title holder. John Jones is coming back. He actually had the title stripped from him.
Okay.
So talking to him, he is the champion. Right. John Jones thinks he's a champion. Daniel Cormier says he's a champion. These two guys hate each other.
They should have a ladder match.
Yeah, put the belt suspended in the middle of the ring. So this isn't pretend that they don't like each other. These two guys have been fighting since this come back on.
Okay.
They was in the middle of some kind of mall event that they had going on, and they just started brawling right there in the middle of the event, man. They knocked the stand over that had UFC on it and all that stuff, knocked it over. There was like 10 of them in there.
So they're ready to get with it.
They're ready to get with it. John's telling him, shut his mouth, that's my belt, you know, and Cormier's not quite the trash talker that John Jones is, but I mean, he's giving it back to him, you know, pretty good. But this is going to be an event, man. John Jones coming back. He's had one fight. He fought what a lot of people were calling a little boring, but what he said was, hey, you guys are calling it boring. I'm calling it smart. I still won that fight. You didn't see me come out here and get knocked out, come back out off of not fighting in a while and doing all this stuff and get knocked out. So he's only got one loss, and he lost it because he was disqualified. I mean, he's never actually lost a fight.
So
I don't know, man. This one's got me.
You confused like LeBron and Jordan on this one?
Yeah, man. Cormier is nothing to be joked about, and he's got that wrestling ability, and if he gets a hold of John Jones, he's going to slam him. If he can get a hold of him, slam him, take him down, it's going to be something big. But, I mean, John Jones is such a smart fighter. He's going to be hard to get in there on him, man.
You got to pick.
I'm gonna go with Jones. I'm gonna go with John Jones. The reason I go with Jones is just he's ready. He's probably the best fighter in UFC history, really, pound for pound. You know, a lot of people say he is the pound for pound best fighter. Going by his record, you know, knowing that one loss is only because he got disqualified,
right.
It's hard to disagree with that.
Yeah,
that he's the pound for pound best fighter in history. Cormier, great fighter. I think John's got in his head enough that he might get him.
Okay. Are you going to spend your $60 of hard-earned money?
I'm not going to spend my money and watch it. I might go find a spot to watch it. I'm going to watch the highlights later on. But
I'm a money bags like you, and I've been hyped up about this damn thing for a month, I'm spending 60 bones.
You know, I would like to watch it, but I'm just not going to spend that kind of money on this thing. I'm just that's just my type of personality. But I'm excited about it. I'm going to watch the highlights. I'm going to be
highlights. Hell, the highlights ain't going to do you any good because you're going to know who won already.
Oh, that's all right.
It ain't going to be that suspense.
Yeah. All I need to see is whenever John kicks him in the head, and I need to see when Mark Hunt feeds him that knuckle sandwich. That's all I need to know about.
I'm going to try, just because you've got me so hyped up about this, I'm going to try to be in front of probably a Hooters. Hooters is the closest place around that will be showing this. I'm sure it'll be a madhouse.
Oh, it'll be hard to get a seat.
Yeah, I'd say it would be, but I'm going to try. But just because, you've got me excited for these other fights. But of course, I want to see Brock. I want to see what Brock's all about and see.
These FS1 prelims are going to be good fights too. Like I was saying, Kat Zingano, she's the only one that stepped up whenever.
Is she hot though?
Chris Cyborg. Whenever Chris Cyborg come in and nobody would fight her. Kat Zingano was the only person that said, "Yeah, I'll fight her. I don't care. I'll fight anybody."
Hey, the Juliana Pena girl is Pena,
yeah, she's the Venezuelan vixen.
She's pretty hot.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these girls ain't bad looking. Too bad that they're.
Do they get their face knocked
I would say
in?
too bad that their profession's taking them towards something, slapping them in the face.
Yeah.
And then Johnny Hendricks and I don't know this. I don't have much of a.
They're not as cute, but Derek wouldn't let me tell them if it was.
TJ Dillashaw, man, he needs to win this fight. He's got a lot of history around him. Uriah Faber. He and Uriah Faber were big buddies, and they were teammates for a long time, and they had a big falling out. And since he's fallen out, he's kind of losing some of his momentum. So that'll be a good fight too. Sage Northcutt right here. This kid right here. I mean, he is like a legit model. And then
he looks like he come off an Abercrombie bottle.
Yeah, he really did. Looked like he come off your Abercrombie bottle you got stuck in your car. He's a real exciting fighter. He's real young. This kid's only 19-year-old. He's a college kid, and he's just coming out and fighting. So, I mean.
Yeah, he looks young.
Yeah, these FS1 prelims, if you want to get excited about watching that pay-per-view fight, man, then there's going to be this is going to be a real good card. I mean, that Lesnar and Hunt fight may have made it ticket worthy, but awesome. I don't know. It's going to be a good one, man.
I just can't wait to see. I will probably more than likely not make it to. I would think what all I've got going on this weekend.
Yeah,
will not be able to. So I guess I'll be with you watching the highlights.
Yeah.
Another thing, dadgummit, I'm going to miss this Saturday. We've talked about briefly in other episodes the long-awaited return of Guns and
GNR
Roses,
the original cast.
The original, not the BS.
It's not a cast. It's a band.
It's not the Friends lineup.
This isn't Al Bundy and his crew, but the original lineup of Guns N' Roses.
Yep, Dove / Axel.
Now,
all a bunch.
Can you tell me exactly what transpired to get them back together? Why?
I don't know. I mean, I have no idea, and I think that. I mean, for years, Slash said he wouldn't play with Axel. And Slash went and done his thing with Velvet Revolver and other projects that he had individually. And Axel put out his, like I said, B-rate Guns N' Roses that took like 12 years to get a Chinese Democracy album, which was terrible. They were in Nashville about 3 years ago, 4, and he, apparently he didn't come on stage. He was 3 hours late because he was across the street on Broadway watching the New York Giants football game. So he's ultimate doucher, man.
Yeah.
And Slash has always been just so cool. He's the best guitarist, out there.
Ever, yeah.
So...
Except for Prince,
but we're all fans of nostalgia in the end.
Yeah.
Anything that can get our blood pumping from things that we saw when we grew up or whatnot is going to be excited. But it's just a big thing. It's I'm not going to say they're like our Beatles or anything. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I don't even think they're any good. But go ahead.
Well, I'm a big Guns N' Roses fan.
I like Slash. I was sitting and listening to November Rain, and I tried to listen to both of their.
Use Your Illusion.
Yeah, I tried to listen to both of those CDs, but I just couldn't do it. I know our buddy Chris is going to be super excited about this.
I wonder if he's going to be in town. I haven't talked to Chris in a while, but I wonder if he's going to be in town for this. But like I said, I was not going to be in Nashville. Thanks to my wife, and so that it's just a big, huge deal. It's like almost if well, I can't compare it to anything because there's not as many bands on their level, honestly, just from a big name. I know a lot of people are so pumped for it just because it's something you never thought. Actually, it said the tour is called Never in This Lifetime.
Right.
It's the big money. Like I've been watching some clips on YouTube, and man, you can hate on Axl all you want, but he's sounding pretty good.
Is he? I mean, his voice coming back because I mean, some of the stuff that I'd heard him do, it was awful. I mean, he may not be hitting those high notes.
Yeah. Well, he's been doing AC/DC stuff. They've replaced Brian Johnson
yeah.
with him, and like the first show, he broke his foot, so he was out there in a wheelchair with his leg propped up singing AC/DC songs. Yeah. And everybody jokes like, well, Slash was just making sure he,
couldn't get away from this.
Couldn't get away from it, screw him out of all the money.
Yeah.
But
it's got to be Axl because Slash has been making money. I mean,
it's actually he's definitely the head case of the two.
No. I meant let's put this back together because I don't think financially there's any reason that Slash would have needed to have went back together because I mean that Velvet Revolver money's probably still coming in. It's got to be Axl.
And they're probably still making Guns N' Roses money.
Oh, that's true.
It's just the Guns N' Roses songs are sold every day and bought every day. So, like I said, the nostalgia. There's kids that are 20 years old that are claiming to be the biggest Guns N' Roses fan ever right now.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They've been listening on iTunes or YouTube or wherever. So it'll be cool because Nashville's an awesome city anyway. Mm-hmm. And Nissan Stadium, no doubt, will be packed because if they were having trouble selling tickets in the beginning, they brought on a guy that has been selling a few tickets this past year and a half, Chris Stapleton, to open for them.
Wow, Chris Stapleton's your opener. In Nashville, that's pretty big.
Well, they're not dumb.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I seen a guy on Facebook post about it, and he kind of dogged the move, saying that he gets it, it's Nashville, and Chris Stapleton's having a hot year, but why not give an up-and-coming rock band a chance to shine the way Guns N' Roses were given a chance to shine, I think, with Motley Crue. I think is who Motley Crue gave them their chance. To answer that, and this guy knows a lot more about rock music, is there rock music?
That's what I was about to say. I mean, who is that? Who's he wanting to see? I mean, I would say.
I'm sure they're out there but I don't know.
I would say Highly Suspect. There's a band named Highly Suspect that's coming out. They're coming out of New York. Great rock and roll band. If y'all are out there, check out the song named Lydia. Great band. Bullet for My Valentine, maybe a little bit of old band, trying to make a little bit of a resurgence. That's a pretty good little band, but they're not on Chris Stapleton level.
Well,
I mean, Motley Crue.
And Motley Crue was at their peak when they let GNR open for them, right?
That's right.
Guns N' Roses is not here to help nobody out.
They're trying to get started back again right now. They're trying to get back in.
No, they're here to make money. They're not here to start back. They're here to make money. That's why they don't give a care. They don't care about bringing on the bands you just said. They know they're in Nashville. They know Chris Stapleton is the biggest damn thing in country music right now.
Yeah, right.
It's all about money at the end. That's all Axl cares about. That's all Slash cares about. And unfortunately, I hate to say this, that's the way Chris Stapleton's probably heading also.
Hey, I mean, he's not been in the game for a long time.
Performing-wise,
but, I mean, he's no dummy.
Yep.
You don't get into anything. You got to eat. You don't get into anything just because it's only because it's cool. You stay underground if you're only in it because it's cool. You don't go mainstream and play on TV just because it's cool.
Well, any suggestions? My friend Lucas doesn't like them. I do. I wish I was in Nissan Stadium this Saturday night. I just think that what really pisses me off about this? I ordered tickets for Brad and Becky, Craighead.
Yeah.
Off my Ticketmaster account.
Yeah.
So literally, when I printed the tickets off, I got the email, Dustin, you're going to Guns N' Roses. Right there.
Yeah.
That's what I give that's what I give the Ticketmaster email.
Yeah.
And then the other day it says, reminder, Guns N' Roses in 1 week. And I was like, kiss my email, Yeah. So Brad and Becky, I hope you have a great time. I hate you a little bit inside, and I hate every one of you that's going this week. And no kidding. If you don't have tickets, I saw on StubHub today, they're still available, relatively cheap price for once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see GNR.
You think they'll will they do a world tour, you think, or they'll do a United States tour? Because they were as big or bigger overseas, I'm sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't checked
that British scene, it seems like it's huge right now, too. I mean, there's a lot of big British artists come over and kind of killed last year.
Yeah, I hadn't really checked in to see if it was a world tour or not, but it should be.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's kind of getting to the end of things. I want to talk about the weight loss competition for a minute. I've not really been seeing anything. I've not seen anybody post anything. Or
Everybody's too busy drinking beer at the lake right now this time of year, I think.
It may have been the wrong time of year to do this. I don't know. But, it's still going on. If you're still interested, post that up, send it to Dustin, post, shout out at us. I don't know how's yours going. You going to the gym every day?
I went 4.5 times last week.
Nice.
I count 4.5 times.
So the halftime, you went in and turned around and come back out?
No, I did some stuff at home.
Oh, well, that's
better. That's counted, yeah. This week it's been, of course, the fourth had me screwed up, but I did not go yesterday. I didn't go yesterday. I went today.
Mm-hmm.
So then Lindsay had fried turkey when I got home.
I'm going to eat some fried turkey all day long.
Yeah. You can't pass that up.
You can't pass fried turkey up.
Yeah, I was at the
fried
gym.
Fried turkey and a nap? Yeah, let me have that.
I was on the elliptical watching an old basketball game. That's the only way I can even do cardio because I hate cardio more than life. Just
I don't like it.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Who does? I mean, if you like cardio, I don't trust you, honestly. That's just true. So, I was on the elliptical watching an old basketball game, and she texted like, "Fried deer or turkey?" I was like, "Jesus."
Yeah, both. Give it to both. Turn them up.
And a big old fat plate of mashed potatoes if you don't care. Make some spaghetti on the side if you don't care. Throw it salad.
Is there any kind of carbohydrates you can just add into that?
I have 3 Dr. Peppers lined up for me too.
The 4th of July was terrible. I was just, we went down the Hickman household. Like I was saying earlier, we do the fireworks thing. We preamble that with all kinds of food. Just my mom and my wife and grandmother and everybody's just cooking something, throwing on the table, and it's just good stuff, man. I went around through there and I tried to just put, I did the thing where you just grab that little spoonful and put a little here, and grab a little spoonful and put a little bit there, and what have you. I did that twice. I did it once, and then
at least they were little portions.
Yeah. The first one was, and then I went back the second time and thought, man, that was really good. I'm just gonna get a little bit extra of that this time. I put on. I was like 8 pounds heavier that next morning. So that Tuesday. I was 8 pounds heavier Tuesday morning than I was this morning. So I just gained. I had 8 pounds on me.
I didn't go to any cookouts because I skipped my family's to go to Nashville.
Yeah.
So and I didn't get anything at the city winery to eat because for one,
it was too expensive.
It was expensive. I don't care to do that. If I'm there, but. Honestly, I'm not the dumbest guy.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't a valedictorian, but I'm not exactly an idiot. But I didn't know what some of the stuff on the menu was.
Right.
So I said, "Jack and Coke, please."
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I was looking at the drinks and the food, and she could tell.
Yeah.
Even the punk rock chick could tell I was genuinely confused about this menu. She goes, "Well, honey, we have well drinks too and stuff." And I said, "Oh yeah. How about a Jack and Coke? You got one of those?"
Yeah.
She goes, "You want a double?" I was like, "I'm not a drunk. Take it easy here."
Give me 4 of them.
Yeah. So then I finally figured out what a beer, like a regular, the one that finally said Pilsner, because I don't branch out there much when it comes to drinking beer. Like I just don't. I know a lot
of craft stuff going on.
Yeah, I don't get into that. A lot of people, and that's cool if that's your thing. If you want to taste different beers all over the world, I don't. I'm literally a Pilsner drinker. So I found the word Pilsner on one drink, and I said, "Well,
that's the one I want." Right there.
Yeah, and I can't remember what it's called, but it was comparable enough to what I usually will sip on. So it was. So I didn't, but we hit McDonald's. Derek's like, "Let's get McDonald's." So we got
boom. Let me have some of them French fries.
I know. Well, I didn't. I didn't have a fry. I didn't have one fry. I had a McChicken and a McDouble. At 10:30 at night, heading home.
Yeah, that's
so, hey, honey, you got any leftovers? No?
Nope,
okay.
Sure don't.
I got a McDouble coming, so I don't need that.
Hey,
go ahead.
Well, go ahead. No.
I was just going to say, in all seriousness, that if anybody is out there that wants to compete in this competition, we would love to have some feedback about it.
Yeah, I'd love to have some feedback, especially if you're actually doing it. Throw us some feedback in there.
Yeah.
I've got to rectify a situation too.
Yeah.
We did a podcast on my sister's birthday last week, and I did not tell her happy birthday. I sure didn't. And the very first thing she told me, she must have listened to it, as I posted it. And I walked in, she said, "Hey, I love you. By the way, it's my birthday, and you didn't say a word about it on your podcast." I said, I didn't. I didn't do it.
Man,
I didn't.
You suck as a brother.
I do. I suck as a brother.
Nikki, I'm gonna try to throw this out here though. he did know it was your birthday because when I got done, I said, "What's up? What are you doing today?" He goes, "Well, it's Nikki's birthday, so we're gonna be doing some stuff for her."
Yeah.
He just sucked not mentioning it for the hour and 15 minutes we were on there.
I remembered it. I mentioned it to Dustin, but I didn't tell everybody else. I was I don't know what I was doing there. So happy belated birthday. Hope everything went well.
Because belated always means so much.
It does. It means so much whenever you say, "Hey, I forgot, but now I remember."
Yeah. Well, you're pretty good, brother. I'd say.
Yeah.
I mean, Curtis says you're not, but
yeah, I'd say Curtis might have something to say about that. But
yeah. To kind of wrap things up, we're almost at our peak here. I posted today on Facebook. I created an event, and apparently, while creating an event, you have to you can't just post all your friends, and I've got way too many Facebook friends that I don't look at their pages 90%. I mean, there's just too much stuff on Facebook now. It's not only your friends' Facebook, but it's like all these ads and sports page, like anything you like, it's constantly popping up. So I forget I'm friends with people on Facebook sometimes if they don't post like I do, which sometimes I tell my wife, I was like, "Will you please just like go one day without tagging me on Facebook on something?" It's like people are got to be tired of seeing this because I'm tired of getting the notifications. I'm get tired of seeing our face. Just leave us off for just a day. But I put the invites out there for our July 30th event.
Yeah. And
I had to. So if anybody's confused about it, if you see a couple different ones, I had to send out like two different ones. So I invited how many ever people each. It was the max on the first one. The second one didn't max out. But that's something we're really, really getting excited about. And you'll hear more and more as the weeks go on.
I'm getting excited. I've been getting a little bit of feedback on it. So
have you?
Yeah, I had some people asking about it. Some people seeing your post on Facebook, getting asked to join it or like it or share it or something. And
and I don't know how we'll figure that out. But there's also friends of Lucas's I know I'm not friends with because I don't like them. And no, I have no idea. We're not friends. I'm just kidding. But so yeah, if you see it,
spread the word.
Yeah, I don't care if you don't have to be Facebook official. Like, we're not going to stop you at the gate and say if you don't.
Did you see us on Facebook? No, I don't care.
Hey, we're glad to have it. And I'm still talking to a couple of musicians, and someone asked me if their son could play, and I know he's a talented kid. So I think basically what it was, they were trying to figure out if he had to work that day, and I got somebody else big fan of, Lucas a big fan of. We just got to get him, make sure he's not playing anywhere else that night.
Yep.
And then we'll make that official soon because that'll make a big wave there locally. And but anyway, like I said, that'll be July 30th. I changed the time from 4 to 9 because we've actually got it rented out till 9. So we're going to go ahead and push it to 9. Bring chairs. Food will be served for sale.
Well, food will be for sale. Be a booth there for making donations to charity. We still need to talk about exactly what charity we're going to do that to.
Yeah. T-shirts should be in next week. Hopefully, I've got to get the koozie order in. Some things we're getting there. It's we're glad to finally get some of these things off the ground, and so.
Anyway, guys, we appreciate y'all listening. If you're still listening,
Kevin Durant, you're still a little bit of a poo nanny for joining Golden State.
Yeah, he's a ship jumper, but I think he did the right thing myself. I may be in the minority, but
you are in the minority because everybody and their brother's hating on this.
Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed this week's episode.
Lucas got a new haircut.
He's
professional. He's like. I don't know. What do you call this? The haircut. We meant to bring it up at the first.
It's a haircut. I don't know.
No, you're looking good. You're looking good. Like usually on GQ. I think you're like a 3-piece on right now.
Yeah.
Striking a pose, maybe holding a cane.
Well, I was telling the girl. I've got a hard part right here now. You say, I've got the.
Yeah,
I've been trying to comb. Make that comb over. Just make it look all right. Right. You know what I mean? I've been trying to make that hard part there. And I was in the mirror, I was really trying real hard to make it part real nice and keep it there and whatever. And I was getting my haircut today, and the girl goes, anything you want to do different? I said, yeah, kind of. I said, I've been, whenever I comb it, I actually want to try to make that hard part there. She goes, oh, my God, you've not been standing in a mirror like trying to gel it down and keep it.
Yeah.
I said, no, yeah. Why is that wrong? She just laughed. She said, oh, God, you have to cut that in. I said, oh, I didn't. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I knew that. I was just wanting to see what it looked like.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of hipsters with that hairstyle lately. So
I did too.
so don't you shave that beard into a mustache?
Well,
and get you some frame glasses there.
If I could grow the rest of this beard and mustache out, or if it wasn't the exact same color as my skin, as soon as I get a tan, it might make more sense.
Yeah, you need some black frame glasses that have no prescription.
Absolutely no prescription.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna put lenses in them. I'm
Put
just
some
gonna.
skinny jeans on, son. You move.
There's no skinny about my. Nothing will fit me.
Move to East Nashville and that haircut, son. You be
Go
right
down
in there.
downtown Austin. I'll be right in.
I'm just pissed because he's got a hard part and I got a hard receding hairline, so I can't do anything with this.
You know, I've got this receding hairline. I got this Hickman hairline. I decided to just show it off instead of trying to hide it. It's been better just to bring it out there and let everybody see it.
Well, it looks good. I'm just giving you some crap. It looks good. I'm just mad because I've had the same haircut since I was in third grade.
Well, I did too. I went for a number 2 sides and back and trimmed the top down to nothing from the time I was like 7 to I was 30. So I decided to do something a little different.
Oh man,
23 years worth. So anyway.
I put the heat on you. You forgot what you were going to give me a hard time about today, so that's good. And
well,
we're going to wrap it
a
up.
Little bit.
Yeah, we're going to wrap it up before you can. That was the One Lane Road Podcast. We will see you next week.
See you guys.